Your coffee maker is lying to you. Every single morning you press that button and you think you're getting a clean, fresh cup. But what is actually happening inside that machine? It would make you sick. Mineral deposits, bacteria, years of buildup hiding in places you cannot see. And the coffee industry, they want it that way. They sell you $20, $30, even $50 descaling powders and tablets every few months, forever. What if I told you there's a $2 bottle sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now that cleans your coffee maker better than any of those products? Not just as good, better. The big descaling brands have known this for decades. They buried it. They marketed around it. They spent millions making sure you never found out. Today, that changes. Stay until the end, because the last tip I share will genuinely shock you about what has been growing inside your machine. Think about your morning routine for a second. You wake up, you're tired, you need that coffee. You press the button and you wait. That cup of coffee feels like the one reliable thing in your day. Now I want you to think about the last time you actually cleaned the inside of your coffee maker, not the pot. Not the outside, the inside, the tubes, the heating element, the internal reservoir. If you are like most people, the answer is never, or maybe once. Maybe you bought one of those descaling tablets because the machine started brewing slow, or the coffee started tasting bitter or metallic. So you spent $25 on a box of powder. You ran it through. The machine seemed better for a few weeks, then right back to the same problem. You bought more powder. The cycle never ends. Americans spend over $400 million every single year on descaling and cleaning products for home coffee machines. 400 million, think about that number. That is not an accident. That is a system. A designed, engineered system to keep you spending. The average coffee drinker replaces or deep cleans their machine every 18 months because the buildup gets so bad the machine literally stops working right. Repair shops charge $80 to $150 just to descale a machine professionally for something that takes 30 minutes. And the machine manufacturers? They void your warranty if you use the wrong cleaning product. Conveniently, the right product is the one they sell, or the one their partners sell. You are trapped. You have been trapped. And the worst part is, the buildup happening right now inside your machine is not just making your coffee taste bad. Calcium deposits narrow the water tubes. Your machine works harder. It heats unevenly. Your coffee brews at the wrong temperature. You're not even getting the extraction you paid for. That $15 bag of premium beans? Wasted. Completely wasted because your machine is too scaled up to brew it correctly. Here is what they never wanted you to find out. White distilled vinegar has been used as a descaling and cleaning agent since before your grandparents were born. We are talking about documentation going back to the 1800s of vinegar being used industrially to remove mineral and calcium scale from boilers, pipes, and heating systems. The acetic acid in vinegar reacts directly with calcium carbonate, which is exactly what limescale is made of. It dissolves it completely, safely, with zero toxic residue. In the 1950s and 1960s, as automatic drip coffee makers started entering American homes, appliance guides and home economics textbooks explicitly recommended white vinegar for internal cleaning. It was common knowledge. It was taught in schools, and then something changed. By the late 1970s, a quiet but coordinated shift happened across appliance marketing. Suddenly, vinegar was described as potentially damaging. Suddenly, manufacturers began including warnings against it. Suddenly, a new category of product appeared on shelves, the Descaling tablet. Brands like Durgol, Descal, and the private label products sold by Mr. Coffee, Keurig, and Nespresso entered the market with one goal: not to clean your machine better, to replace something free with something you have to keep buying. The science did not change. Acetic acid still dissolves calcium carbonate. A $2 bottle of white vinegar still contains the exact same active cleaning mechanism as a $30 descaling kit. What changed was the marketing. What changed was the instruction manual. What changed was who was making money. Only a small percentage of coffee drinkers actually know this. The ones who do, they have not bought a descaling product in years. Your coffee maker has three main areas where buildup destroys performance: the water reservoir and its feed tube, the internal heating element, and the spray head above the filter basket. Most people only think about the pot and the outside. The real damage is invisible. It is inside. Start with 2 cups of plain white distilled vinegar, not apple cider vinegar, not cleaning vinegar that is stronger concentration. Plain white distilled vinegar from any grocery store. 2 cups costs you less than $2. Pour those 2 cups directly into the water reservoir, just like you're adding water for brewing. Now fill the rest of the reservoir to the maximum line with plain cold water. That ratio, roughly 1 part vinegar to 2 or 3 parts water, is the sweet spot. Strong enough to break down years of calcium buildup, gentle enough to protect the internal seals and tubes. Now place your empty carafe in position and start a brew cycle just like you're making coffee. Except there is no coffee. No filter. Just the vinegar solution running through the entire internal system. Halfway through the cycle, and this part matters, pause the machine. If your machine does not have a pause function, turn it off. Let that solution sit inside the machine for 30 minutes. This is the step most people skip. This is the step that makes the difference. That 30-minute soak allows the acetic acid to fully penetrate and dissolve the hardened calcium deposits on your heating element and inside your tubes. After 30 minutes, complete the brew cycle. You will likely see brown or yellowish water coming through. That is not your machine being damaged. That is years of mineral buildup being flushed out. Look at that water. That has been in your machine this whole time. That is what your coffee has been brewing through. Now the second cycle. Empty the carafe, rinse it, fill the reservoir completely with fresh cold water only, no vinegar. Run a full complete brew cycle. This flushes out any remaining vinegar residue and any loosened deposits still in the system. Smell the water that comes out. If you still smell vinegar, run one more plain water cycle. Most machines need 2 water rinse cycles to be completely clear. While you are waiting for those cycles to run, look at your carafe. Look at the inside bottom. You probably see a brown stain ring that regular dish soap has never fully removed. Fill the carafe with equal parts white vinegar and warm water. Let it sit for 10 minutes. Then use a soft brush or even just your hand with a sponge and watch that stain wipe away in seconds. Same chemistry, same $2 bottle. Now look at your spray head. That is the small disc with holes directly above where your coffee filter sits. Unscrew it if your model allows. Many do. Look at those holes. If even one is partially blocked by mineral deposits, your water is not distributing evenly over your grounds. You're getting uneven extraction. Some grounds over-extracted, bitter. Some under-extracted, weak. Fill a small bowl with straight undiluted white vinegar. Drop the spray head in. 15 minutes. Every hole opens back up. Rinse it under the tap and reinstall. Your coffee is about to taste different. Better different. There is one more thing hiding in your coffee maker that almost nobody talks about. The water reservoir gasket and the lid seal. These rubber components trap moisture. Moisture breeds bacteria and mold, not visible mold. Microscopic buildup that creates that flat, slightly stale taste even in fresh brewed coffee. After your vinegar descaling cycle, take a paper towel or a clean cloth. Dampen it lightly with straight white vinegar. Wipe the inside walls of the reservoir. Wipe the lid seal. Wipe the area around the opening where the tube feeds down. Then let the reservoir air dry with the lid open for at least an hour before your next brew. This one step eliminates the microbial buildup that most people have been unknowingly drinking around for years. And here's the maintenance schedule that costs you almost nothing. Once a month, 1 full vinegar cycle followed by 2 water rinse cycles. That is it. 90 minutes of mostly passive time. Your machine will never develop serious buildup again. Your heating element will operate at full efficiency. Your coffee will brew at the correct temperature every single time. People who switch to this routine report that their coffee tastes noticeably different within the first brew after cleaning. Not slightly different, noticeably. The flavor compounds in quality coffee extract correctly only at specific temperatures. A scaled-up heating element cannot maintain those temperatures. Clean it, and suddenly your coffee tastes like it should have been tasting all along. If this video opened your eyes to something the big brands have been hiding from you, please hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second, and it helps this information reach more people who are still wasting money every month on products they never needed. Subscribe if you want to keep learning these kinds of hidden truths. Next week, I'm going to show you what a single box of baking soda can do to your washing machine drum that the appliance manufacturers have been quietly hoping you never discover. The buildup inside washing machines is even more disturbing than what we talked about today. You're going to want to see that one. And one final thing before you go. The next time you buy a bag of premium coffee beans, any brand, any roast, do the vinegar clean first. Do it before you brew that first cup from the new bag. Because premium coffee beans deserve a clean machine. And you deserve coffee that actually tastes the way it was meant to taste. You now know what the Descaling industry spent decades trying to keep hidden. A $2 bottle. That is all it ever was. Never buy a Descaling product again.